guys, welcome back to my channel. Just wanted to make sure I'm at the right spot. So, looks like I am. Yes, please make sure to subscribe to this channel. And also, please make sure to subscribe to my other channel. Please make sure. Just type David O. Sunset. That's the best way I recommend seeing it. Most viewed video. This is it. Okay, guys, I'm gonna start recording. Okay. So I'm gonna still be reading chapter 7. Since I said it's a little bit I started reading. So I'm starting right now. Mia, I called. Where are you? Nothing moved in the shadows under the cabinet, but I heard a faint scrabbling sound. I'm gonna pause one moment. I need to find the page. Chapter 7. Yep, found it. I think I left off. Okay. I looked at Lila's house. Later this afternoon, when she came home from the library, maybe she'd come over. We'd make up and be friends. I convinced her. I wasn't jealous. I'd tell her not to trust Letta. I'd show her Mr. Pre's website. Sorry, I tripped on the silent. That was good. Okay. And the pitiful half-starved models. I picked up my book again, determined to keep my mind on Arthur and Marilyn. There was danger in Camelot, but it was safe danger locked in a book. It wasn't right next door. Oh, I read this page. I'm so sorry, guys. Let's see. I worry about her living alone with those cats. They're so precious. I'm sorry, guys. I read that as well. Somewhere in the back of my head, an alarm buzzed faintly, but I ignored it. Lila trusts Letta. I trust his Letta. Why not? Now, about 13's Letta said softly. What's the chief reason you won't return her to Aunt Eugenie? I had to think before I answered. Why had I stolen Nia from the poor old woman next door? Oh, I read that page too. Yes, I read that page as well. But I couldn't give Nia back to Mr. Preem. I simply could not do it. Zleta stood up as gracefully as a ballerina. Okay, this sounds not familiar, so I don't think I read this. Her hair swirled around her perfect face. Please come to my aunt's house and tell her how you feel. She has a tender heart, you know, a kindness that she often hides. Perhaps she'll let you keep 13. Wouldn't that be nice? I shrank from the hand she offered. No, I don't want to talk to her. The truth was I was so scared, so very scared, much too tired to visit Mr. Preet. I see, you're afraid of her, aren't you? No, I said, but I couldn't look at her in the eye and lie, so I corrected myself. Yes, I whispered, I'm afraid of her, but I'll be with you. Surely you aren't afraid of me. A freeze fanned Letta's hair. I took her hand and let her help me to my feet. Of course, I'm not afraid of you, I whispered. You're the most beautiful person I've ever met. She smiled. You're so sweet. I believe you'll be a better model than Lila. You have a special quality, a sort of naivete that appeals to me. After you and Aunt come to an agreement, we'll discuss your fashion career. I let Zleta lead me away from Aunt Alice's house. I trusted her now. She thought I was beautiful. I might even be a better model than Lila. I had a quality she lacked, but I couldn't remember what it was. Maybe I was nicer. Behind me, I heard Nia meow and meow again, again and again, as if she was calling me back. I hesitated. Maybe I shouldn't go as Letta, but the grip of her soft hand was too strong to break. Letta unlocked Mr. Priest's gate. After that, I didn't hear several miles long. I was strapped in a cloud of perfume and silvery blonde hair. Everything except Zleta was far away and unimportant. We stopped at the front door. It was tall and painted black, like the sun painted black. LOL. I'm kidding. Get back to reading now. The knocker was a ferocious cat head had cast in iron. In its mouth was an iron ring. It was the scariest the cat had ever seen. Zleta touched the knocker. Beautiful, isn't it? She smiled again, and I noticed how big and white her teeth were. Don't be worried, Zoe. Please believe me. Aunt regrets her harsh words to you. She hopes to befriend you. I thought, she added softly, but only if you returned her cat. She opened the door and we went inside. After the bright sunlight, the house was so dark I couldn't see anything. Barely visible, the black cat stepped out of the shadows and gathered around me, as if to keep me from leaving. I looked behind me. Expecting to see Zleta. In her place, Mr. Preed stood looking at me. Welcome to my home, my dear Zoe. I've been expecting you. Where's Letta? I asked. She promised to stay with me. Sorry. I want her to fetch you. Now that you are here, I no longer need her. She took my arm. Her fingers were cold and her grip was tight. Yawn. Okay, sorry about that. Let's go to the parlor and have a nice little chat about my cat. I tried to resist, but I felt like I'd just run 2 or 3 laps around the exercise field at school. Maybe if I sat down and rested, I'd have the strength to go home. Dim light sifted into the room through gaps in the plywood covering the windows. From what I could see, everything in the parlor was painted black. Walls, ceiling, fireplace, furniture, even the carpet was black. It reminded me of some artist Mom liked, but I couldn't remember her name. Mr. Priest seated me on a small black sofa, so hard it might have been a church pew. She sat across from me in a chair that looked as uncomfortable as the sofa. Some of the cats nestled near Mr. Priest, but the others squeezed themselves onto the sofa with me. Not to sit in my lap, not to be petted, but to make sure I stayed exactly where Mr. Priest wanted me. The room smelled like Zleta's hair, thick, rich, and sweet. Every time I took a breath, I felt weaker. I had been some thought to the problem of the cat you call Mia. She leaned toward me and stared into my eyes. If you return her, I'll give you another cat in place of her. A much prettier, sweeter cat. You can choose any color, any breed. I don't want another cat. I just want Nia. My voice had begun to shake with fatigue. Keeping my eyes open was almost impossible. Why can't you get another cat and let Nia stay with me? She narrowed her eyes to slits. I need the cat in ways you don't understand. I won't give her to you. You'll hurt her. Despite my efforts, my speech slowed down like an old-fashioned music box. My eyelids were weighted with exhaustion. I must not fall asleep in this house, I told myself. I must not. The perfumed air filled my lungs. If only I could go home. If only, only. I have ways to get what I want. Zoe, you'll see. Yes, indeed you will. I will get the cat and you will pay for your innocence. Mr. P's voice came far away, but I understood every word. Who are you? What do you do? Why? Although I couldn't express myself clearly, Mr. Bree understood me. She leaned closer, but crazy witchy eyes bored into mine. I have a score to settle with you, dear Zoe. Your obstinacy made me lose control of myself. I brawled into the street with you. I chased you home. I shouted at you from the sidewalk. You made me reveal myself in public, something a witch must never do. Your fault, all of it. If you had just given me that blessed cat, you would not be here with me. Her voice was muffled and distorted. Once you did not know who I was, I one once you know who I wait, hold on, I'm sorry guys. Once you did not know who I was, once you did not know what I can do, now you have become a danger to me. I cannot allow you to leave my house. The perfume grew stronger. The room grew darker, smaller. It was hard to breathe, difficult to think, impossible to understand Mr. Priest's garbled words. I gave up everything and gave up trying to struggle. I no longer cared where I was or what happened to me. I closed my eyes and let go. Sleep was all I wanted. Okay guys, thanks so much for watching. Chapter 7 is completed. And now we're going to be moving on next time. I read to you guys onto chapter 8. Hope you guys enjoy watching chapter 7. Make sure to subscribe with post notifications, that all with the bell. And please share this video and my channel with your family and friends. Please give this video a like. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye everyone.